Everyone, and welcome back to my gaming channel for the not project that I'm going to start working on the overhaul process of the Hallow. So technically the Hallow is in pre-hard mode, so I'm going to be doing something different unlike that. How it was generated in hard mode. So it was a little, it's just a little weird right now. But yeah, the way I made a hollow in this world is by using the biomorphs through world editor, T-editor, world editor, and shape it to how it looks like the astral biome from Calamity. Alright, now once I have created the patches, and I'm currently polishing some areas without having to hammer everything, which takes a little more time on that project. Of course, I'm going to be fixing up some areas for the temple of adding through to edit world editor. Here. The temple area is going to be have some grassy surface. The ground area is going to have some grassy surfaces and detailing adding bushes, flowers, and all that future. But heck, there's literally something wrong with the map though. I can't see anything in it but a little amount of pixels that look like stars or something. It seemed to be really weird. Well, sometimes it get fixed to see what I fit for you. Placing dirt blocks in some areas where I could just make grassy surface, while the rest of the caverns will be stone hollowed. compare what I'll be doing instead of placing crystal shards. I'll be using these gem painted and illuminate paint to actually mimic the crystal shard, which I thought this would look good for pre-hardmode version of the Hallow. I really love how illuminate paint makes objects that glow in the dark at night or in darkness, which was really fascinating for this creation. Well, I really don't know what was going on with this map glitch. Like, I literally had no idea how I can fix this. I don't know how I can fix it, but anyway, I'm going to start work on trading these crystal cards, making gems around in such place or the underground, and also willing to paint diamonds and magenta paint colors along with illuminate paint to match with other diamonds in these clusters in the underground environment. Yeah. So just first placing patches of wall, stones, patches of stones before making crystal shards mimicking gems around. Like using sapphires, amethysts, and diamonds and magenta paint. It works really well for this. So they only shimmer when exposed to light. At least. That means not those illuminate glows. But yeah, it just shimmers when exposed to light. Like the rest of any other gems, Yeah, I'm also making water features, all that. Huh. Yeah, ponds and lakes. Making those lakes would work really nicely for fishing. For all that. Fishing for loot from lakes that are large enough for it. And like during the playthroughs, all that. I find that would be really neat for this world. It costs the world, all that. Okay. The widening of the cave up there. At least there are just no patches of stones in the underground, but in caverns. Underground would all just be all grassy with nature stuff around. Yeah. Well, maybe a little patch of stone with crystal. Just there. So, like, just a little close to the surface. Yeah, I can definitely see those gems in the illuminate glow. Well, can easily be detected to lines through different chambers of caverns. Oh, that one left. That one page is left there. Maybe I just accidentally just automatically painted the stones. Is it? Oh, weird with glitched map. Black out with miniature melon pixel souls act like stars. Well, once I started adding these foliage for the environment, I usually like to do this because the design for the area is just kind of metal. Because that way of my creation just simply gorgeous. Alright, so I'm going to add more of these herbs like these mushrooms strength plan, including the use of paint on them to make them unique to look for the environment. Yeah, with a rubber overlay maker as well of adding ambient foliage plant because it is just so useful. And for the ceiling, I just like to add those foliage like hanging or dangling vines above or below. Like dangling vines from below like that. It just looks nice that way. They're doing my best that I can to add those around at least. Carry. No, what is up with the map though? The map is like it's just so weird. I don't know why it's just acting up like this. Okay, looks good. Right. Yeah. Like I said, I really liked to do this for the nature detailing and to match the hollow environment. Those leaves must be giant for the leaves. Oh, and I'm also doing the background vine, hanging vine. And just look, find a lifelike here. It's just finding the wall to destroy. Okay. Okay, here. Right there. Before we get looking to break, follow breaking the walls to reach to the underground. These natural walls cannot be replaced, though, unless it's on the edge of placing player place walls. I used to do that. So usually I'll to find try to find just once again. Right there. There it is. Alright. Alright, I'm just placing bushes, flowers, all that with rubble maker. I don't know how useful this is. It came out in the 1.4 update. I like how useful this is, so. Oh. Okay, no, I don't need that. I don't need to start. Okay, yeah, it's night right now. I'm leaving that like crystal right there. Just let it sit this way. Also shrines also these are the shrines I placed using T-edit as well. that I'm going to build larger crystals that are embedded into the wall and ceiling of the cavern layer of the hollow. So I just started on a cavern layer project of the Hallow biome. Once again, we're not gonna add crystal shards, but rather using gems that mimic the crystal shards like that. And once again, though, why did I make the theory like this? Each of these larger embedded crystals in the ceiling will have the glow of glowing crystal part inside with blue and magenta posters. I don't know what to call this, but yeah, doing a glow on the inside of these crystals. That I'm going to work on a stalactite that hangs from the ceiling while making large crystals like this embedded in the ceiling and the wall. Behind from the ceiling stalactite like your real case, along with a little body of water hanging above through. The cavern is pretty much going to have a lot of stalactites to make this world a little realistic with like a little realistic world with these kind of caverns. And I like how it looks so far. And now there be crystals scattered in between these stalactites. Yeah, I've been making those that hanging from the ceiling. Why am I making those crystals? Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, pretty much like how it looks. Oh, yes. I've been working hard, filling the cave like that in a hollow cavern. Yeah, you can still see that structure I made. Like a miniature temple or something. Or a shrine. I suppose these would be rare to find. Because there's only one of those shrines, like, seen on the bottom left corner. Okay. So, a shrine and a temple together. This is also a small world, though, but it can be seen a little easy. But in larger worlds, it could be pretty much rare to find. Depending on the size of the world. These are a biome, and regardless which, like, yeah, those smaller shrines pretty much would be scattered all over the caverns of the underground pre-hardmode Hallow biome. Yeah, I like how that looks. Pretty impressed. Just cleaning up spots where that's doesn't supposed to go in. And so I've been placing a bunch of background stalactites and pillars, all of that. Alright, now I'm going to start working on filling up this area for the temple, located at the bottom of the hollow cavern. Actually, I'm going to first start off with some young trees. Make it look realistic as I could. And about these trees are going to be more of crystalline style tree. Like the gem trees we find in caverns throughout the playthroughs. It's over there at the base of the tree. And I'm just placing leaves around. at least around before I could add gems to it. Like, it looks nice having Mr. Wall textures for making large trees like this. My defender board is built like that, mainly for buildings, all this bunch of stuff. Okay, now to paint the leaves of the trees, but avoiding branches and travel. If the boy avoid branches and trunks of the tree while I'm painting the background leaves. Usually, after making, filling the entire caverns with details, usually we'll do this before filling the temple area. Okay, that's one done. This is pretty neat. Reflection between illuminated paint and unpainted. Alright, now I'm going to start placing these leaf blocks all over the top portion of the tree. Going back and forth and placing before I could add into it. Oh, so that's looking good so far. What I'm going to find. Oh. That looking like one tree. What I mean? I'm going to place. Alright. Add some more colors to the trees. Okay, going to paint those trees now. I suppose those trees would glow in a cavern because it should be crystalline. All that. And I'm moving back and forth. Making some glow ups to those leaves. Alright. Just going to add crystals to them. And I really love how this looks so far. And I'm going to add some more detailing. I also just place dialing vines to the trees too to make it look nice. But yeah, I'm going to add some more detailing of the crystals inside of the tree. So I really like how these design came out. Around the temple area was fascinating. Crystalline trees and calm with few glowing luxury or something like that. The waterfalls and the puddles give it nice atmospheres of their environment. Right now I'm placing down the environments and painting them to look more colorful. Which is cool. Fun when I do. I also like I'm painting the bushes tie-in to match the Hollow's environment. Like and painted bushes tie-in along with the vines hanging near the surface in the underground. Okay, looking what else I need to place on. Alright, so this is the overall design for the Hallow. Yeah, this is the pre-hardmode world. So this Hallow is considered as pre-hardmode version without any crystal shards, but rather replace with gems to make the crystal shard and the underground and the cavern layers. Yeah, so yeah, I am really passionate and impressed with how these turned out. Mm. Mm. Yeah. The pre-hardmode is an overhaul version of the Hallow. It's pretty neat to like have got the pre-hardmode version of the Hallow biome that usually appear in hardmode world after defeating a boss in the underworld. Yes, I am pretty much nearly done with it. I filled the caverns of the entire Hallow cave. So right now I'm just making details to the temple area. Yeah, I really love how nice it looks. And I thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Like, subscribe for more, and click the bell so you won't miss out on further content. But yeah, and click that bell for more. So, I'll see you all next time.